Evening grade 8s. We have finished algebra and algebraic expressions. Moving on to the next very important topic, a large topic that obviously we're doing through Teams and through YouTube. It will take some time. It's a topic that I really enjoy, and I'm gonna just go from the top, and I might be all over the show. And kids do tend to get nervous when I start this topic because I like it a lot. Just take some time. It will take 2 lessons just to get grounding, but if you listen to it and go over the video again, you'll see it's very easy. So we're going to do equations. So an equation is like a number sentence, and I know you don't know what a number sentence is. A number sentence is when you have 2 plus 3, which is 5, equals 4 plus 1. So you've got 2 plus 3 equals 4 plus 1. So that's a number sentence. But when I put a variable in there, then it becomes an equation. So I'm going to show you now what an equation, and there are also notes that I need you to take down during this video. So maybe you want to pause the video now and go and take your maths books out, and you're going to put equations down, and you're going to make notes. And you can pause it and take the notes down, because there's important notes that we do. If you're in the class, I'll be telling you to write this down. So you don't have to write down anything yet. I'll tell you when you need to write down. Okay, so let's begin. So if we have a look here, at my start, these are just my start notes. If we look here, this was the number sentence. Okay. But then if you look here, this is an equation. And all it's asking you, grade 8, it's saying what plus 4 will give me 10. Now you all go, oh, so that's excellent, that's easy. It has to be 6. And you're correct, it is 6. And that's just the start. You'll only get one of those in the test for 1 mark. And this section is going to be out of 15 marks. So it's not that easy. All right, so, but there's principles that you have to use, and there's same as like in an exponent that you have to know. So, important to know. You should draw this, take this down in your books. This over here. I don't have to take that. Just a number sentence. This is an equation because I have a variable here. Do you see I put LHS and RHS? You don't have to write these down. I just have to show you that at the end of working this out, the left-hand side has to equal the right-hand side. Then you know you're correct. So you can check yourselves. This is why I love this section. Because this section you can check if your answer is right. So you can get full marks for this section. Very important, if you see on the side of my page here, I've got, don't have to move them. No, you can leave it like that. You've got, I need it there. You have got knowns and unknowns. Very important. Knowns are my constants. Now the books won't tell you this. They don't teach us. This is my own personal take on this section. So when I tell you take your knowns to one side and take your own unknowns to the other side, when I mean other side, I'm meaning the equal sign. You always want to take your knowns all to one side and leave your unknown. So what's the unknown here? This is the unknown, and these are the knowns. So that's something that I teach personally that books don't teach. I use it, and the kids, you guys get it quicker. And another point is, whatever you do to one side of the equation, you must do to the other side. But this is mainly when it comes to timesing and dividing. When you times and divide, that is where you're going to use it. So let's just put an arrow over here. When we times or divide. It's an important rule. Don't forget that. And I will build on it. My wife loves highlighting. Just like you girls in my grade 8 class. You highlight everything. I think it's just because you don't want to do any work. You just want to highlight and color in. Alright. Okay, so now I'm going to teach you how to work this out. So you all know this is 6. 6 plus 4 gives me 10. Okay, but I'm going to show you mathematically how to work it out. So I just go straight there. So, knowns and unknowns. So let's take my knowns all to one side and leave my unknowns. So I'm going to leave my x. I'm going to leave them where it is. So I'm going to leave, very important to leave equal signs. Very, very important. Always leave your equal signs, or put your equal signs underneath each other. Very important. That's something, it's a golden rule for my grade 8s. Always your equal signs below each other. So watch this now. It's like Tetris. I teach the cheat method from the start. There's no point in me teaching you the long way and then you all don't know what you're doing. I'm going to take this 4 and I'm moving him over the equal sign. Okay? And this is important. Whenever this moves, whenever a variable or a constant moves over the equal sign, the sign will change. So when that 4 goes over, the 10 will drop where it is. That 4 goes over, and now it was a plus. When it goes over, what will it become? Minus 4. Now that's away. The x comes against the equal sign, and keep your therefore sign. This is also important, this therefore sign. You all shout at me because I always forget therefore signs. Therefore, x is equal to what's 10 minus 4? 6. Now, I know you knew that already, and you're going to tell me, sir, but why do I have to do this? Because later on, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you something like this. 2x plus 4 equals 2, open brackets, x plus 2, close brackets, all over 4. Then what are you going to do? Then oh, sir, it's from this little rule. So listen to me now, grade 8s. You have to follow my rules. If you follow my rule from here on, I'm going to teach you more. Every lesson, a new rule. So the rule I've taught you is now, you keep your equal signs below each other. You don't have to go write LHS, RHS. The old school teachers who watch this video will moan at me and tell me, you must have the checks and show the checks. But they don't do checks anymore, but I'll show you just because I know this is going on YouTube. I'll show you the checks. But did you see what I did? I took my known all together to one side. So I took this 4 over. And when I take that 4 over, it becomes subtract. Okay, so the sign changed. So if it was this, ladies and... Okay, wait, let me do the check because I'll get shouted at if I don't show you the check. Check. When we check, we ask ourselves, what is the left-hand side equal to now? The left-hand side is equal to, what is x? What did we figure out x is equal to? X is equal to 6. So I go put 6 now. 6 plus 4. So what's the left-hand side equal to? 10. What's my right-hand side equal to? My right-hand side is equal to, what is the right-hand side equal to? 10. So does my left-hand side and my right-hand side equal each other? Yes, they do. Is the left-hand side 10? Is the right-hand side 10? Yes, it is. Camera 2. So in equations, they have to balance. So that some teachers will show you a YouTube video of like a seesaw, and it has to balance. The equation, the left-hand side and the right-hand side, whichever way it is, they must equal each other. Very important. So knowns to one side, unknowns to the other side. I'll do another one with you. The same question, but I'll just change the sign. Let's look at this. X minus 4 equals 10. So now, you'll all tell me, so what minus 4 will give me 10? It has to be 14, am I right? 14 minus 4 gives me 10. Okay, cool. But you have to learn the rules. So, equal sign below. Knowns to one side, unknowns to the other side. See here, this is a known, that's a known. So this has to move over. When it moves over, its sign changes. So the 10 will drop where he is. I must put my therefore sign. That was minus 4, so when it goes over, what will it become? Plus 4. This x moves in like Tetris. I don't know if you guys know Tetris. It goes against the equal sign because it's nothing there, so it goes against there. Now, therefore, x is equal to 14. They seldom ask for this check. I show you guys this check in case it's an old school teacher giving you the test, and they'll say, check your answer for 2 marks. In my test, ladies and gentlemen, I don't ask you to check your answers. But I'm just showing you how to check, if they do ask. Okay, so I check it just by inspection. Put the 14 inside here, substitution. Put the 14 in here. What's 14 minus 4? It's 10. So is this correct? Yes, it's correct. All right, let's just have a look now at timesing. Okay, so I'm going to give you an example of timesing. Watch this one. Okay, very important. Here's where algebra comes back into place. You tell me, sir, why do we must know algebra? Okay, look at this equation. Very important here. What is this telling you? That's why I did word problems last in algebra. In the textbook, algebra was the 3rd exercise. But now I'm asking you, what's happening here between these two over here? What operation sits in between here? the operation is times. It's 2 times what will give me 8. 2 times what? 2 times what will give me 8? It's 2 times 4. Okay, but now you have to do it mathematically. Okay, so now mathematically, when we work these ones out, I can't take like I did this example over here where I took this example here where I took this 4 over, where with addition and subtraction we can just swap them over. But for this one now, I can't move this thing over. So I have to do opposite operation. What is happening between, so I'm trying to, very important, sorry I'm all over the show, I know that. I have to solve for x, very important. You want to make sure you know that. Solve for x or solve for the variable. So in the test, it'll either be solve for x or solve for y or solve for t or solve for the variable. So they're saying solve for x. How am I going to get x? So I need to get x by itself. Just like I did with the previous ones. How did I get x by itself? I moved that 4 over, that negative 4. So how do I get rid of this? Do the opposite operation. What's opposite to times? What's opposite times? Divide. So I times by 2, so what do I do now? I divide by 2. And very important, remember your note over here? Whatever I do to one side, I do to the other side. So what did I do here? I divided by 2. So if I divide by 2 on this side, what must I do on the other side? I must divide by 2 as well. So look what happens now. That 2 cancels with that 2. And what am I left with now? I'm left with x because I'm solving for x. So I've divided by 2, but I divide by 2 here, and what's the answer? 4. And go back to your original equation. Your original equation was just that. 2 times what gives me 8? 2 times 4. So that's timesing. Okay, so your exercise 1 is going to have addition, it's going to have subtraction, it's going to have timesing. Let me do a times with a negative. Let's put negative 2x is equal to 8. Okay, so the question asks now, we must solve for x. Okay, negative 2 has integers again. Negative 2 times what will give me 8? It's negative 2 times negative 4. Because a negative and a negative times a negative will give me a positive, and 2 times 4. But what am I solving for? I'm solving for x. Do I have x by itself here? So the kids will now, you'll go, oh, I don't know. Yes, we don't have x by itself. We've got negative 2 times x. So how do I get rid of this negative 2? I have to divide by negative 2. And whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other side. So I divide by negative 2. The negative 2's will cancel each other out. And therefore I'll have x. He has integers. Positive divided by negative is a negative. 2 goes into 8 how many times? 4. And there's my original equation again. What's negative 2 times negative 4? And if you don't know, use your calculator, but it insists on you if you have to use your calculator. It's 8. Okay, so the check you can do the check if you, but let's not. I'm not on because if you do the check, so let's say if we do the check now, what's the check? So what's my left? Let's just say left hand side, right hand side. What's my left hand side equal to? My left hand side is equal to negative 2x. That's my left hand side, negative 2x. What is my x? Negative 4. So what's negative 2 times negative 4, which gives me 8. And what's my right hand side equal to? My right hand side is equal to 8. So does my left hand side and right hand side equal each other? Yes, they do. But please, grade 8, don't freak out about this. I know you're all going to freak out about this. Don't freak out about this. They don't ask this anymore. And the rest of the teachers can shout at me. And they just WhatsApp me or private call me. All right. Okay. Let's look at one more. Okay. I'm going to do a combination here of addition and multiplication. Do you see this multiplying here? Very ugly. Multiplication over here and addition over here. Okay. So now let's ask ourselves. Okay. So I've got an unknown. I've got a known and a known. Let's go and I want to write that so I've got an unknown. I've got a known and a known. Okay, so I must put unknowns to one side and knowns to one side. So I'm going to move this 2 over. It's always at the start, always the left, the x stays here, they help you. Later on, they're going to put the x on the other side. Okay, they're going to get harder. Okay, so I'm going to say, therefore, I'm going to leave my equal sign below each other. The 10 will stay with. I'll take that over. If I take that over, what does it become? Minus 2. The 2x stays where it is. Let's solve quickly. Simplify. 2x is equal to, what's 10 minus 2? It's 8. Now I'm back to this question over here. The original question was that, oh yeah, this one over here. The original question was that there. So I'm back there. Do you see that? So they did a combination question here. They did an addition and then there's a multiplication. So now you ask yourself over here, what am I solving for? I'm solving for x. Do I have x here? No, I don't. I've got twice x. I've got 2 times x. So I don't have, yes, you've got x, but you've got twice x. So I'm just solving for x. I just want x. So how to get rid of x? Do the opposite operation. Divide by 2. Whatever I do to one side, do to the other side. There's very important words I'm talking in this session. Important words, and I'll highlight those words each time. So whatever you do to one side, do to the other side. Unknowns to one side, knowns to one side. You must remember these, and if you don't remember them, you're not going to do well on your test. Cancel, cancel. So I've got now x by itself. 2 goes into 8, 4. Now let's check ourselves. Put that 4 into here. What's 2 times 4? 8. And what's 8 plus 2? 10. So am I correct? You're correct. Alright, let me do a division quickly. I'll do it, my next video I'll do a division again with you guys. Watch this here. X over 2 is equal to 10. So what it's asking you is saying something divided by 2 is equal to 10. So it's 20, am I right? Okay, but now watch this. You times by the denominator to get it. So how do I get rid of this over here? I have to get, what operation am I doing? I'm doing division. So what must I do to get rid of the division? I must times. Okay, I'll go back over here. Look at this question over here. What operation was happening over here? It was timesing. So what did I do? I divided. So I did opposite the opposite operation. So what am I doing over here? X divided by 2. So if I'm dividing by 2, I must times by 2. So I must times by 2 to get rid of this 2 and this 2 will cancel. And then what must I do on this side? Times by 2. So if I times by 2, because look here, it's over 1, what will happen? It will cancel. So I'll be left with x. And what's 10 times 2? It's 20. And go put that back in the original equation. This one will scare you a little bit. Don't worry, we'll do more of them. Put that 20 in there. What's 20 divided by 2? It's 10. Okay, so this one will scare you. I'll do more than this. So don't all send messages on Teams about this one. I will do more with you guys on this one. There are a couple harder. Okay, so this is a big jump now because I've got a timetable for you in terms of what I'm teaching, so I might have to push one lesson across. Equations is very scary at the start. I feel I'm quite confident in teaching this section, but I like to be with you and engage with you and hear from you and talk to you in the classroom, which I can't right now. Blasted coronavirus. Just for my grade 8, I might do another lesson of this, and I'll let you know on WhatsApp, on the WhatsApp group, what I'm doing. Please, there's important words that you have to know here. So remember, you have to replay this video twice, okay? That's what I need you to grade 8 to do. Watch the video twice. Can I ask that of you guys? Watch the video twice. I hope you guys have got Wi-Fi. If you guys are just handling with data, it's a tough times, I know, I'm sorry. But don't stress for those of you who don't have Wi-Fi. We'll be back at school and I will spend hours after school with you guys. My wife's going to kill me, making sure you're all okay. Why? Because I love your kids and I want to make sure your kids know what you're doing in junior maths. Because if you can fly to junior maths, you'll do well in maths science and maths school. Alright, so important words, knowns to one side, unknowns to the other side. When I'm multiplying and dividing, I must do opposite operations to get rid of the solving for x. Maybe I should have started with you solving for x each time in an equation. When you move over the equal sign, the operation changes for addition and subtraction. These are important. They're 4 simple concepts. So please, if you're on your Facebook, or if you're on your apps that you do, or your games, and you spend time on it, you know how to do it. You know how to paint your nails nicely, girls, because you paint all the time. If you want to know how to do equations, you have to go over these. You have to go over this video twice, and you have to do your examples that I'm going to give you, examples 1 and 2. Okay, and then I'll put out the homework, you mark it, and then you ask me on Teams if you don't know anything. I feel like I've done an injustice, because I really like this section, and I wish I was with you there, because I love to see your faces when you finally understand it and you're like, so this is easy. Okay, so God bless, I love you guys, and I miss you all. Bye.